aircraft at all, to cover checks and emergencies and so on.
Okay, and I noticed driving down the N7 a couple of weeks back, a 4-ship of these going around in circles. It looks like you guys are putting your own aerobatic team together with PC9s. When is that going to be ready for displaying?
We are working away at it. It will take some time to work it up to a good standard, but we have been putting the time in. We've flown in some air shows around Ireland. We had one in Newton Arts, Salt Hill obviously, and Abbeyshrew so far this year. We have a few more before the end of it.
What's the team called?
No official name on it at the moment.
There you go. Well, if you want to come up with a name for the Irish Air Corps aerobatic team, give us a shout here. I hope you enjoy your weekend, Peter, and we hope to see you back here for years to come.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Joe. And watching that Gulfstream land, I was just struck by the thought that Mr. Gulfstream, he makes exceedingly nice aeroplanes.
Very sleek, aren't they? We've got a Casa just coming into land at the moment, and then in some ways a little bit of a sad occasion, because coming out on the runway once he's safely down will be 4 Sea Harriers. At least I hope they're going to be 4. It's sad because 2006 will see the end of this rather superb aeroplane. First came to prominence, of course, in 1982 when it went and flew operationally in the South Atlantic. It was very much loved by the pilots. They thought it was an incredibly good aeroplane, not possibly getting the same sort of support from the Seamasters, because I don't think they were quite as convinced about the aircraft's capabilities. The bottom line was it did extremely well. Statistics basically show that the Sea Harriers shot down 24 Argentinian aircraft without the loss of a Sea Harrier in combat. Okay, so regrettably, it's the last squadron of the Royal Navy Sea Harriers. It's 801, will disband in 2006. 899 has already disbanded this year.
They've disbanded
so
a lot
the
of
Navy
others.
gets some of the Royal Air Force's Harrier GR7s and 9s. It's obviously difficult to really compare those. Well, the Sea Harrier designed specifically as an air defence aeroplane, though it's fully capable of air-to-ground. The Royal Air Force Harrier, however, of course, is an air-to-ground close support attack bomber aircraft, call it what you want. So the Navy will be trying to defend the fleet with ground attack aeroplanes without a radar, but of course still capable of carrying the air-to-air short-range heat-seeking missiles. It's an amazing aeroplane, the Harrier, bearing in mind that it's 44 years old. 1960 saw the Harrier's forebearer, the Hawker P1127, first hovering. The Harriers then, well, not the Harriers, the first really sort of concept squadron was called Kestrels, but they eventually became the Harrier GR1s.
Right.
The aircraft from the Air Force we'll be seeing later, the Harrier GR7, it's quite different from this particular Harrier. The FA2 has got quite an unusual nose because it's got the air-to-air radar in it, whereas the Royal Air Force Harriers are specifically geared for air-to-ground. It's also got the old style. This is not the modified AV-8B or the Harrier Mark II. The little outrigger wheels are right out on the tips of the wings. The main undercarriage is in the centre of the aircraft. When you look at the GR7, you'll see it's a highly modified wing. It can either carry twice the weapons load or go twice as far as the original Harrier. It's got a carbon fibre composite wing, it's bigger, it's advanced aerodynamics. This is the old style. Now there are 3 aircraft out in front, as you can probably see. Way behind there is the 4th aircraft. They'll be getting airborne and going into formation once they're clear. So here's 801 Naval Air Squadron from the Royal Naval Air Station at Yeovilton, one of their last big flings. Also really reminding us of the days when we saw 4-ship Harriers displaying at Farnborough. That was a fair few number of years ago. It's a vectored thrust aeroplane, which makes it so unusual. Not technically unique, but very, very unusual. Single engine Rolls-Royce Pegasus. It's got 4 vectored thrust nozzles, 2 on either side. One, if you look just where the wing joins the fuselage in the front, you can see a sort of big metal thing about the size of a large suitcase. There's another one behind the wing. those are the vectored thrust nozzles. Run there, but of course if they're getting airborne from either Ark Royal, Illustrious or Invincible, they have the... What do you reckon, Sean? A beery tear trickling down the odd cheek now?
I think so. Yes, it's very interesting how these decisions come about. One of the reasons given for not updating the Harriers to make the Sea Harriers into the AV8B version is that it was just too expensive to do it. But you know, there are experts who know about these things in the world of naval aviation who say it was nothing of the sort. It could easily have been done, and it would have been a very practical thing to do. And of course, the net result of not having the Sea Harriers until the JSF, the Joint Strike Fighter, comes along in 2012 or whenever it does, if it ever does, in its vertical and short takeoff format, is that the Royal Navy has effectively no air defence between now and 2012. So it's not just a sad day, it's a rather strange day, I think.
Kind of cold politics, I suppose, really, isn't it?
I'm afraid it is, yes. But the Navy is ever taking it on the chin and enjoying, I think, getting up their new squadrons with the GR7 version of the Harrier. At least they'll enjoy the performance of it, I should think.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Or the GR7A, I discovered there's the 7N, there's the 7A.
That's right, the 7A has a more powerful engine, and then of course they're working on the 9 at the moment, and there is a 9A version as well. So, you know, the mud-moving Harrier is seemingly, you know, progressing well.
This is the old trainer that sort of appears in the middle, because you wonder quite where the 8 went.
Yes. Okay, now there's the little Honda Pitts is taking off to go to another show. But there's something I want to mention, because in the not too far distant future, we're going to be doing something entirely different here, ladies and gentlemen, something that's never been done before. We're going to fly a UAV, an unmanned, uninhabited, unpersoned vehicle, call it what you will, and there's never been one of these creatures fly at a public air show in Britain before.
Except, of course, for yesterday.
That is absolutely true. The Royal IAT became the first place ever to display a UAV at an air show outside America. So this is a real first, this show. And if you want to see the results of this, you might want to position us not to notice that before. I think clearing up after...
Seeing that everything looks okay in the cockpit, and shortly they will take off. They're now on the takeoff roll, the Patrulla Águila for the 2005 Royal Air Tattoo display. Patrulla Águila is airborne. I have to tell you that this display can be divided into 3 parts. In the first moments, the 7 aircrafts will fly different maneuvers and formations. there's a second part in which the solo and the pair will fly their dynamic sequence. And finally, the team rejoins and makes a flyby painting the Spanish flag. Every time the display takes part in a suitable feat, the team ends its show landing in a 7-aircraft formation. Until now, no other team in Europe executes such a maneuver with jet aircrafts. Now the team is proceeding to the initial point for the display. It will take about 1 minute to start the show. Of the Patrulla Águila fighter pilots, they usually come from units with F-18 Hornets or Mirage F1s. They also have an experience of 10 years, more or less, at least in fighter combat. And also they are instructors in the Spanish Air Force Academy before going to the Patrulla Águila. Presentation you are seeing here today. With pride in performance, demonstrated expertise and quality in action, all members of the team contribute significantly to Águila's success. And now prepare your cameras because we're going to see a maneuver introduced to commemorate the beginnings of the aviation. The flyby in Plus Ultra formation. It consists of the 7 aircraft flying in close formation with 2 of them inverted like a mirror over the 2 planes. Rocket formation to begin their final approach for the 7-ship landing. No other team do this with jet aircrafts.
Als jij die in Duitsland gezien hebt, dan weet ik het ook niet. Die bedoel ik. Ik kan blijven zien. No, the Italian teams, I find they like to sound they're on speed. The one pilot the year before, he did an illegal maneuver. The crazy flying, and he dropped below the allowed height, so they banned him for the following year.
Somebody please explain. Is an ant in the sky the same? To modify, purify our game, to go hand in hand with Mother Nature. Is it the same? Tell me why I'm not on my own. Tell me why I can't fly no more. Tell me why I can't hide from my shadow. I don't know, but will I know? Tell me why I fly more when it's still walking or running anywhere. Tell me why all of the clouds are up there and not down.
Now prepare your cameras because you will get no better picture than this one.
En die is win.
Is it giving time or life? I don't know. Am I on my way?
We're going to hear the leader speaking throughout the landing. Now the flying display is over. The team manager, Major Garcia, and the rest of the team hope you'll enjoy the show. Thank you very much for your participation today.
Well, ladies
ladies and gentlemen. That was lovely, wasn't it? A really graceful display and fantastic landing at the end of it. Captain Victor Saez, the commentator for Patrulha Águila, and very lovely. So aircraft don't perform so well in the hot weather. It makes his display even more difficult. But he's got off the ground, which is a good start, and he'll pull the thing into, when he's got a bit of speed up, he'll pull it into a half-Cuban maneuver. Benmark has got the wheels down. He's called finals 3 greens, which mean finals with the gear down and locked. And you can hear that propeller windmilling acting as a big air brake. This might be more difficult to do with a jet, but you've got that big propeller in front, you put it in fine pitch and it acts as a big air brake when you're coming vertically down like that. So a very, very nice final approach from Benmark. There he is, touching down right on display centre, well in front of the patrons enclosure anyway. So once again, another lovely display from the Royal Air Force full-time display pilot, Flight Lieutenant Benmark of No. 1 Flying Training.
Very easy to find, just look for the AWAC dome and you'll see the guys around as well.
Now, this is
7 of our aircraft have been taken away already to be converted into the Mark IV. We have 2 flying prototypes so far, and with any luck we should see them arriving up at Kinloch.
the most extraordinary biplane. It's called Purple Violet, and it's flown by Ali Öztürk. Factory-built pits, but Ali Öztürk got hold of it and put there's one set of 4 sets of wings only existing in the world, which were very, very special indeed. So he's got these wings on it, and he's got this amazing 400 horsepower engine. And as he says, he's trying to do the most exciting solo aerobatics in Europe, and I think he's pretty good. He's got several sponsors for doing this in his little Purple Violet aeroplane, the major one being an aviation magazine called GA Bayer, GA standing for General Aviation. So, Purple Violet from Akramat, Istanbul, and Ali Öztürk. Thank you very much.
They're all individually signed by the pilots of the 2005 display season, and the profits from them go to Macmillan Cancer Trust, which is a cancer charity.
Well, most of you will be aware that there's a great project going on to get a Vulcan flying at air displays in the near future.
To let the wing turbulence clear from the 9 Red Arrows Hawk aircraft that have just been airborne. Swing your eyes around to the right for a lovely sight. 3 Spitfires lined up on the end of the runway. 1 Merlin powered Mark 11. 2 Griffin powered Mark 19s. All recce aeroplanes. More of that later.
Out to the right, we've got the TBM 700, which is from the French Army. That'll be getting airborne into his display and then landing. That's going to be followed by the Royal Air Force Typhoon. That'll be getting airborne, displaying and landing. And then we're going to see that little Balbo that just got airborne back again. So, as I say, I don't know, various people should be reminding you to make sure you've got plenty of film in your camera, but you've got to have plenty of film in your camera. Right, if you look down to the right, the TBM 700 is already on the runway. He's just been cleared for takeoff. This is a military transport aircraft from the French Army. Most of the French Army, of course, are basically helicopters, but they do have a fixed-wing element, and this is the squadron concerned. It's their VIP squadron. Now this is a little VIP aeroplane. So it's a TBM 700. It's got one engine. It's a Pratt & Whitney PT6A64. It's got 700 chassis. Now entering the runway to your right is one of 10 two-seat trainer variants currently operated by 29 Squadron. So a great privilege, I believe, to see these aircraft here today, and especially to see them flying with the Red Arrows. It's a pretty big deal, actually, because the Red Arrows don't really fly very often with civilian aircraft, and certainly with mixed aircraft, different types. Although they are all Spitfires, they're quite different in their performance. And so it's all credit to the Red Arrows. And in fact, we still have Wing Commander Rafat, Rafat being the Royal Air Force aerobatic team, with us now, and he must have been the man who approved all of that, so that's a very good deal. Now that the Spitfires are landed, though, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see the Red Arrows in a minute. It's my great pleasure to introduce once again the manager, the road manager and commentator, Flight Lieutenant Steve Underwood. Steve, welcome aboard again.
Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Flight Lieutenant Steve Underwood. I'm Red 10, the on-road manager and ground safety officer for the Royal Air Force aerobatic team, the Red Arrows. Absolute pleasure being at Riyadh for the second day today. Beautiful weather. If you look out at your 2 o'clock above the hangar, you can see the Red Arrows in the deep diamond formation. It's definitely time to finish those ice creams, get those cameras loaded with film, make sure your video batteries are fully charged. To your right-hand side, the smoke comes on. The team are called into the trademark formation for the Red Arrows, the Diamond 9. I'd like to present the Royal Air Force aerobatic team for 2005. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Red Arrows. To your left-hand side in your 10 o'clock, Reds 8 and 9 trail white smoke as they're called into 9-arrow formation. As that smoke goes off, the formation are called into Swan. Looks like the neck of the Swan will be moving forward, 1, 6 and 7, but in fact the wings of the Swan are moving back. I think it's a beautiful formation shape for the 2005 season. A great view to your 12 o'clock as the sun glints off the airframes and the canopies. The smoke will go off. The angle of bank increases, the G will increase. Cameras at the ready, the smoke comes on for the Swan Bend. To your left-hand side in your 10 o'clock in his first year as team leader. His Red 1, squad leader Dickie Paternos. Police of Flying Training has posted a flying instructor on the Hawk aircraft at RA Ballynanglesey in North Wales, the Advanced Flying Training School for fighter pilots for the Royal Air Force. Then posted the Jaguar on number 54 Squadron, and in 1997, at just the age of just 27, selected to represent the Royal Air Force aerobatic team. In his final year was the synchro lead. Then back to the Jaguar for Dicky on number 54 Squadron. His last tour was a staff tour on Typhoon. The teal left-hand side above the trees, the formation have gone through Concorde into Apollo. The tightest formation we fly. The aircraft are just 6 feet apart, travelling at 400 miles an hour. From your left-hand side for the first rolling maneuver of the day, the team will pull up. The smoke will come on for the Apollo roll. A great view of the team high in the sky to your 12 o'clock of the Apollo formation. Named after the Saturn V program in the 1960s. That's a beautiful view. Reds 1 to 5, and the Tango Bend. Now to your left-hand side, Reds 8-9, trail white smoke. The Jippo formation chased down, Reds 1 to 5. Red 1 to 5 are now called to battle formation. To the top of the unit formations we look now, that's Red 4, Flight Lieutenant David Slow. In his second year with the team, he's second as Red 4. Qualified flying instructor on the Hawk aircraft and on the Harrier aircraft. So with number 1 Fighter Squadron, his last tour was on the Operational Conversion Unit at RAF Wittering, and David was the solo Harrier display pilot in the 2003 season. A great view out in your 10 o'clock above the trees. The formation is now into Big Battle, the largest formation we fly. Red 1 will roll the formation down the display line. Cameras at the ready for a brand new maneuver for the 2005 season. The coloured smoke will come on for the Big Battle to Short Diamond Loop. Red 1 will twist the loop for the Short Diamond Bend. Now at 2 o'clock, the formation being called the Eagle, named after the American fighter, the F-15. Another beautiful view as the sun glints off the airframes to your 12 o'clock. It's worth noting that each aircraft is formating off Red 1, the lead aircraft, and not the aircraft next to him. So Reds 4 and 5 on the extremities of the wing, the Eagle, are working extremely hard to maintain formation position. But from the left-hand side, the smoke comes on for the Eagle Bend. Fly away to our right-hand side. To the top of the formation we look now is Red 5, Flight Lieutenant Jim Turner. Jim's also in his first year with the team, a Jaguar pilot. Last tour on number 54 Squadron. A qualified instructor on the Jaguar, and the Jaguar sole display pilot last year. So in your 2 o'clock above the hang of the formation called into Feathered Arrow. That'll quickly change into Chevron. A formation shape not seen since the mid-1970s. Extremely difficult formation to fly straight and level. The 2005 team are going to roll the Chevron formation for their second rolling maneuver of the day. Once again, cameras at the ready to your right-hand side. The team will pull up. The smoke will come on for the chevron roll. White Hart. It's a cracking view of the chevron formation high in the sky to your 12 o'clock. So ladies and gentlemen, the team fly away at our 10 o'clock. It's now time for the much more dynamic second half, hopefully where I'll come into my own and direct your attention to your right, to your left and straight ahead to your 12 o'clock. The formation will split into 2, 3, 4, 5 and 7 aircraft for the second half. Champagne split.
No, because I'm not moving from this spot. No, I'm not moving.
All adults are very kind and caring.
I'm not moving. I'm not moving from this spot.
Could you move your feet, please?
Getting hard into the vertical.
Lynx helicopters have just been cleared in to start their display. In terms of support, wouldn't normally be on the display, but the two helicopters have been interested in the ship. Not around the moment, so he's doing what he calls a guest appearance. The second Lynx has been flown by Lieutenant Simon Bawley. And with him, not an observer but another pilot, is Lieutenant Peter Talbot. Now he's from the Royal Australian Navy, because we do exchanges with the Navy. We have one of our Royal Navy guys in Australia, a lucky guy, and the Australians have sent one of theirs to us. Okay, we've seen the little sort of carousel on the ground. Now we're going to see a series of pirouettes in the air. The other blade, and that's why they want to do is to turn them on their backs.
Are your glasses big?
Interestingly enough, the basic helicopter is the HAS-3, but they've got the 3 and the 8. Now have a very careful look at the front of the two helicopters, and you can see one's got an awful lot more bumps and water things. That's a more advanced version. Normally operate with 2 pilots and an observer. Once they're coming towards us, you'll see them coming in on what's called the B-axis. The front of these two helicopters, the one on the left with all of the sort of sporty lumpy bits, the one on the right was kind of a little bit cleaner. Sharp nose over, then the hang up wing over. Okay, you'll see them pulling up and crossing towards each other in opposition wingovers. And then they'll be coming back for a fly past, which will complete the display by the Black Cats. Kevungu Felis, which is their motto, watch out for the cat's claws. The emblem, of course, is a lynx, and insignia, they're called the Black Cats because black catting is naval slang for doing something. Their squadron. The other blade, and that's why theoretically you can't actually go more than 250 miles an hour. Okay, coming in towards us now for their little bow. So the sort of the lead of the second section is now going behind his number 2, so you've got to catch him up really quickly. Cheeseman is flying the number 2 aircraft. He's got over 10,000 hours. He used to fly Gannets in the Airborne Early Warning Role. He did that for 9 years. Then he went to United States Navy on exchange flying the E-2 Hawkeye. 1976. They then originally flew the Little Pit Specials, but now they fly the Extra 300. Third year on the team. His right wingman, Captain Mohammed Qual. Second year on the team. Left wing, Captain Faisal Nasarata, first year on the team, and the solo, the most experienced man, Major Ghazi Sador. Nasarata, first year on the team, and the solo, the most experienced man, Major Ghazi Sador. Ghazi out to the left, look out to the right now as the 3 ship come in.
Do this again if you can.
For a loop.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. That's why I was trying to do a demo one, but because that elevator is broken up, it's going that way.
Okay, get the cameras ready. This is a really nice manoeuvre. The aircraft now rejoined into box formation, and they're coming in for a slow roll. exceptionally good display from the Royal Jordanian Falcons. The 4 aircraft out to your right now, just slightly repositioning as they change from box into echelon. And the leader, Captain Jamil Zayed, brings the team in from the right. He'll be braking to the downward position, followed by the right wing, Captain Mohammed Qual, followed by the left wing, Captain Faisal Nazarat, and finally followed by the solo, Major Ghazi Sadoun. So I'm sure the director, Colonel Jamil Aziza, is proud of his team at the moment. Excellent display, and we sincerely hope that we'll see you here again next year, Colonel.
Thank you very much, and I'd like to thank everybody. And really, UK is part of our planning in every year. We put it on our planning map. This is a lovely country. We love you people, and we're here to spread peace and love among you. God bless this country, and thank you very much. Hoping that we're gonna see you next year.
Brilliant. Well, we all ought to come out to Aqaba because you have so much better weather than we do. Well, we'll see what we can plan.
It's a beautiful weather over there, and we're bringing it with us to UK, as you can notice over here.